Oh my gosh, I love this film so much. I watched it last night. And I was just like, I loved everything about it, like thinking back to when I was 16 and 17 and just thinking about how the world has changed, but also how there are so many things that I'm sure are so similar for so many young women. But first of all, for you, given that it's based A, on your book, and B, on your book, which is semi-autobiographical, how did it feel when you first saw the film?
It's now got to the point where I can't remember these things actually happening to me. I now just have them in my head where Beanie Feldstein is playing me and being so much better at being me than I was at that age. I was such a buffoon, and I was definitely less lovable than Beanie. And I also didn't have a top hat. I wanted a top hat so much, but there were never any for sale at the jumble sales in Wolverhampton. So the one thing I insisted on, Beanie had to have a top hat in order to satisfy this urge that I'd had for 30 years.
I'm so sad that there's not a premiere that you can attend now in a top hat, because that would be like the final piece in this whole jigsaw.
That was our plan. We were going to have a big premiere at the Glastonbury Festival, and I was going to wear a top hat, and we were going to get all these girls dressed up as Beanie, all in top hats, and we were going to have a red carpet in the middle of the festival. But I actually like the fact it's streaming better, because, like, I know you're not supposed to say this, but I don't really like the cinema. I find the seats really uncomfortable. I've got a very weak bladder. I can't pause the film. I would like to have my own snacks. And I think being able to sit at home and watch it on a screen, whether you're a teenage girl or a middle-aged woman like me, is just so much more convenient. You can have whatever snacks you want and you can pause it whenever you want to go to the toilet. And that's feminism.
Yes, it is. Also, I was going to say, my husband is 6'5", and going to the cinema with him, he's like constantly shuffling and moving because his legs don't fit. So like,
and also everyone behind him hates him as well. So that's difficult to deal with. Yeah.
I can't go anywhere with him because he's like, even if we go to he always stands at the back. He's like, no one behind me can see. I'm like, well, I can't see either. So, Beanie as Johanna is awesome. Like the way she was able to do the accent, obviously her acting. Like, she's such a, did you have a part in kind of picking who that person would be, or were you? How much involvement did you have in that?
We had scoured the country to see if we could find a British actress, particularly because if you're a big actress, you probably haven't been given that many roles. So we so wanted to give like a, particularly an unknown, a big break, but we just couldn't find anyone who could have that range. It's a incredibly difficult role to play. You go from being innocent and 16, massive bitch, all the way back round again, but charismatic and lovely all the way through. So thankfully, during that process, Beanie had made Lady Bird, and one of our producers saw an early screening of it and went, we found her, and we brought her over to the UK, and we knew she was our Johanna, so we all just got all the Brits got really drunk and were like, come outside for a cigarette, even though you don't smoke, wah, 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 wah. And we realised the culture clash, because the next day she sent this very polite email going, could I have any more clarification on whether I've got the role or not? And we were like, in England, once we start getting drunk with you and making you come outside for cigarettes, that means you got the job, babe.
You're in. Don't worry about it. It's all good.
Yeah, exactly.
So I've loved your work for a very long time, and I remember, I've read How to Be a Woman and all of your different novels. I know obviously you talk about being a mum as well. Obviously you're a mum to two young women. What piece of advice would you give them, having gone through all of this, and now you've got a film out about a 16, 17-year-old young girl? I mean, do they think you're really cool? Because I would think that they must think you are like so cool. No. Look at this film that's out.
No, because in nearly everything that I write, whether it's a character based on me or me myself, I talk about masturbating, and no one wants to read or watch anything to do with anyone who's like their mum having a wank, quite understandably. So they will probably never watch this film. They have shown no interest in it, which is exactly how it should be. It'd be weird and creepy if they were like, Mum, I can't wait to see your film. The main advices that I've given them have been, never go out with a boy that you think you can mend. Like, never think that if you're good enough and you love him enough, you can make him better. Like, no, just stay away from the broken boys. Go and find a nice boy in a cardigan instead. And always try and be funny. Like, even if you're really angry about something, if you communicate in anger, people are just going to be angry back at you. And you are too young and too beautiful to spend your time, particularly on social media, arguing with angry asshats. Go out there, be cheerful and happy, and point at the things you love, which is the lesson that Johanna learns in the movie. Go out there. Don't feel you've got to become cynical and play this snarky game. Just be you. Let your sunshine just fly out. No one can have too much sunshine in their lives.
No, they cannot. And I think as well, also being a woman, when people see you being angry, it can be a very frustrating thing, because I feel that like men can be angry, but women cannot be in the same way.
Totally. And you are right to be angry. Same with people of colour, same with people from the LGBT community. You're totally right to be angry because you're scared and the world is full of bullshit. But if you communicate in anger, people will just hear that anger and argue back at you, and they won't listen to what you're saying. Present it with humour, present it in a relaxed way, and people are more likely to listen to what you're saying. And that's probably a better way of changing the world. And also, you'll enjoy it more.
Yes, absolutely. Caitlin, I will be watching this film again because I loved it, and I feel like there will be more bits that I need to see in it to like really like get involved. And yeah, it was awesome. Also, I've not done, in the whole time I've done this job, I've never done an interview where we've talked about masturbating. So thank you for that. That is like my highlight.
There you go. I've taken your wank cherry. That makes me very happy. Hurrah! That's feminism.
You've taken my wank. You are welcome. There you go. Thank you to you as well. Okay.
Thank you so much, darling. Thank you. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you, baby. Bye. Have a great day. Bye.